Every morning I wake up with wet hair and a full face of makeup. I start every day in true artist way fashion by writing 3 pages in my journal. Usually it's 3 pages of complaints about how it's too damn early to be writing so much. Next I read my book. Today it was Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reid. Next I head over to Guru Gossip to size up my competition. You know, I may not have many subscribers, but at least no one's saying that I am insufferable and have a lazy eye. Well, not yet anyway. I'm having a snack. It's a chocolate macaroon from Trader Joe's. You can't see it because I don't have autofocus on. They're so good. Oh my god. And some water because you gotta stay hydrated. I was just trying to film a video and I basically got through it, but I did have one issue, which is that the high school drama club has set up shop for their production of Little Shop of Horrors. And that's really annoying because I don't want show tunes to be playing in the background of my videos. As well sung as they are. This is also my first attempt at a vlog, so welcome to my first vlog. Basically, I've been trying to prepare for making a video all day, and now I'm disappointed because I didn't get to spend very much time on it. Also, I'm like I feel kind of awkward about making videos with people around, so I just wait until my parents leave. That leaves an incredibly short amount of time, and always something goes wrong. My battery dies, which it's about to right now, or like my SIM card fills up, or for some reason it's like the lighting is super bad, or maybe I have a mental breakdown, or there's music playing really loudly in the background. There's always something that prevents me from making a video, and it is so frustrating. Like, I don't want this to be like the frustration hour, but like, oh god, I just want to beat my head against a wall. Like, it's just so hard because like the circumstances are always bad. Oh my god. Yep, I'm just legitimately peeved. I want to put out a video this week, but it's like kind of hard to do that because there's never any time to film a video. The pandemic is annoying because there's no such thing as alone time anymore, and that sucks for every reason. Like, there's no reason why that I can't think of one reason why that would be a good thing. I find that quarantine is very isolating, and I kind of hoped that YouTube would be a way for some reason to like connect with people and find friends, or like, I don't know, like have some kind of social interaction, because I don't have a job. I don't really have people outside of my family who I talk to regularly. I can't join a club. I don't know, like I wanted to find a group of friends before quarantine, and I was sort of like putting myself out there to a certain extent. I was looking around at like figure skating classes, and I was finally accepting invitations to go out with friends again after I was in kind of a rocky relationship, and then the quarantine hit, I guess. And the only avenue to find people to interact with is online, but it's like impossible to get noticed online. And yeah, I feel like that really just kind of sucks. It kind of sucks. I want people to talk to, but there's like no one to talk to. So that's cool. Yeah, and it's like I have friends, sort of. I mean, I have friends. I do have friends, but like they're not people I can hang out with, and I don't want to like overburden them with texts. Like, I think that most of my friends have like pretty full lives that they're leading, so I mean, like, a text here and there I feel like is what I can expect from them, and like, I'm fine with that, but I also wish that there were just like more people to talk to, and I feel like I'm trying to put myself out there in my own way by making this channel and by like kind of being active on social media again, but like it is so hard to get noticed. It is so hard to get noticed. Like, I don't think anyone has watched my video for more than like a minute who is not part of my family, which is like, I don't know, it's not personal. I know it's not personal, but like it's hard not to take it personally. Like, what does that mean? I don't know what that means. I guess it means that my content it's in the shitter, but I don't know how to improve it.
Big reveal.
Vogue. There's no come down from my aesthetic breakfast, quite like watching myself say the same thing over and over again as I try to edit a video. I feel like there's a buzzing coming from my nose and it's really distracting. Okay, let's try this again. What's up, demons? It's me, Clementine Chu, YouTube's darling, and I'm back today with a spooky I was eating dinner with my early June, and I was sitting in the dining room with my parents. The day was hot. And the day was hot. The light was hazy. No. It fell into my lap, and when I went to pick it up, I put my hand down to scoop up my fork down. There was nothing there. I was transported from one dimension, where it was business as usual. I was eating pasta salad like a fork. I'm really dizzy right now because I've just been spinning. Oh my god. I'm really dizzy right now. Oh wow. Disillusioned from my editing, I decided I should practice to become a 16-year-old TikTok dancer. You know, just in case YouTube falls through. God, I hope YouTube doesn't fall through. I mean, just look at me. Ugh.
Goes the weasel. Monkey chased the weasel. The monkey thought 'twas all in good fun. Pop goes the weasel. A penny for a spool of thread, a tuppence for a needle. That's the way the money goes. Pop goes the weasel.
Hey, are you busy right now?
Kind of.
Did you want to watch my video?
No.
I guess not. Mom, do you want to watch my video?
I don't want to watch your video.
Ever?
Oh, probably not.
I was going to ask my dad to watch my video too, but he was so busy creating a rival YouTube channel that I couldn't capture his attention. Did you want to watch my video? Did you want to watch my video? Put it down. Hey. Did you want to watch my video?
Is your answer?
times like these, I think of a proverb that my mother shared with me. Everybody hates me, nobody likes me, so I guess I'll go eat worms. But you know what's so much better than worms? A nice cold can of water. In true capitalist fashion, I decided to eat my failure, pull myself up by my bootstraps, and refine my content. And you know what? It paid off. My entire family came through to watch my video with me. I guess that just goes to show there really is virtue in hard work. What's up, demons? It's me, Clementine Chu, YouTube's darling, and I'm back today with a spooky, scary video about something that happened to me. Ugh. Very spooky, very scary. You might be wondering, what happened, Clementine? Let me tell you. So, it was a very normal June day. Hot, hazy, it had that, like, really lemony yellow cast that comes in the early summer. My family and I were sitting around the dining room table, eating pasta salad, and we were having a conversation. Now, I'm a very animated speaker, so I was waving my fork around, as you do when you speak animatedly. And I was saying something, probably something really funny, entertaining, and my fork fell into my lap. And when I went to pick it up, put my hand down to scoop up my fork, there was nothing there. And I was like, okay, fair enough. Maybe it fell on the floor and I just didn't hear it. It's possible, you know. And so I look under my chair and I'm like, it's not there. And then I stand up to see if it was somehow lost in the folds of my clothing. No fork. And so I enlist the help of my family. And I'm like, hey family, can you help me look for my fork? It fell into my lap but somehow vanished. And my family said, sure. And so they looked on the floor too. But the fork was nowhere to be found. Not on the floor, at least. And I'm going to insert a clip of what my dining room looks like. As you can see, it's hardwood floor, there's hardly anything on the floor, and there's not a lot of places it could skid under. That must have been the ghost. It's also pretty fairly unlikely that it would have had enough momentum to hit the floor and skid in a different direction, and we almost certainly would have heard it because it's a hardwood floor. But we still looked under every single place where it could have been. The liquor cabinet wasn't under there. Under the table wasn't under there. There's simply nowhere that it could have gone. My mom even went so far as to look a second time the next day, but wasn't there either. So what exactly happened? My fork was in my hand. We were in the middle of dinner. I had been using my fork for like 5 minutes already. And I dropped it, and it vanished, seemingly into the ether. You would think that since this was such a strange occurrence, it would have stuck in my head, but I actually forgot about it for like a whole month. And then, one night, I was raring to read something kind of spooky, and I ran across this subreddit called Glitch in the Matrix. And right near the top of this subreddit, there was something that rung a bell. The title was simply, "A glitch in the matrix we're all stuck in, ... question mark." The body of the text was something to the effect of, I used to have 40 forks, but I only have 30 now. They're nowhere in anyone's rooms. And then they said that a lot of people have had similar experiences, which makes me wonder, where are all the forks going? I feel like my situation is a little more mysterious than this Reddit user's situation, because I had multiple eyes on me who could confirm that yes, I had the fork in my hand, and I had been using the fork, and yes, it had seemingly disappeared between being in my hand and falling into my lap. It's not as if someone could have borrowed my fork in the time that it took to fall in my lap. In the entire 2 months since that happened, I haven't been able to find it, and neither have my family members. So that leaves two options, and I read this on an article about the disappearing object phenomenon on liveabout.com, which is a strange paranormal website that I'd never heard of before, and I don't know anything about it, but I didn't want to buy the $25 book on the disappearing object phenomenon, so I'm just going to tell you exactly what I read. Barring the mundane explanations for my disappearing fork, there are two possible explanations. One, I am haunted by a poltergeist, and the poltergeist seized my fork in midair and moved it somewhere. Perhaps it moved this dirty fork into the inexplicably locked drawer on the liquor cabinet. Or perhaps someday I'll be taking a bath and I'll feel something sharp poking into my back, and I'll go and retrieve it and it'll be my dirty fork with half-eaten bits of pasta on it. Who knows? I am waiting for it to return though. Now the poltergeist situation feels a little bit like too evil for me. I would rather not be haunted by a poltergeist, but I also would not be super surprised if I were. After all, I did used to live in a cursed apartment. That's another story though. But because I would rather succumb to the pressures of denial, I'd like to postulate that it's the fourth option, that it is, in fact, a dimensional shift. Perhaps we had been existing in a dimension where I had been eating with a fork, but in the split second it took for my fork to fall, we were transferred into an alternate dimension where I was eating with my fingers, or maybe even better, just with my mouth, as if I were a cat. Don't worry, I washed my hands before that, so. This is not the first time my things have just disappeared on me. One time in my cursed apartment, my keys disappeared from where I left them for about a week and then reappeared in that very same spot a week later. So, you know, it could be a poltergeist, but let's just pretend like that's not an option. So yeah, that's pretty much all I've got for you. Please let me know if any of your objects have disappeared. And also let me know, what do you think? Am I being haunted by a poltergeist, or am I just a dimensional traveler? It would be good to know. Please let me know. I originated in the 49th dimension, and I'm back here in the 3rd dimension. Side note, word to the wise from the 49th dimension, you should drink water. This is a really good book. Okay, well, it's been really, really nice talking to you guys again. I've missed you so much, and I'm so excited to see you next week. Please like, comment, subscribe, and also visit me in the 49th dimension. I would really appreciate it. Okay, well, bye. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. So, what did you think?
Monkey chased the weasel. The monkey thought it was all in good fun. Pop goes the weasel. Penny for a school and grab a tuppence.